buy my chicken fried, and cold beer on a Friday night, a pair of jeans that fit just right, and the radio. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Well, I was raised up beneath the shade.
Hey everybody, happy Friday. This is Sarah Tiana, solo this week. John Reap is off being awesome. This is a radio show that I did in Pittsburgh at the DVE Festival last weekend with Bert Kreischer, Brad Williams, and Rory Scovel. It's 2 parts, so this week will be 1 part, and the next week will be the other part. I hope you enjoy, because it was quite the experience.
Live in studio right now, Bert Kreischer, Sarah Tiana, Rory Scovel, Brad Williams. They get a round of applause from the 3 of us.
Thank you.
We were thinking about it yesterday, and I'm like, I think we screwed up and got like all badasses, and now we don't know what to like. Everybody is so good. Yes. I don't know where to slot anybody here.
We're all badasses.
Yeah.
Well, we're all, you know what? Thank you. It is my dream as a 4'4" man to one day be referred to as a badass. Because when Brad walks through the doors, people get scared.
Yeah, but like everybody...
Record stops.
They do get scared, but
They get scared I'm going to put a curse on them and go back to my home under the bridge.
I know.
Answer my riddles 3. That's why they get scared.
You know, but like Segura and Christine were just talking about, like, following Brad is one of the toughest things to do in the world. Like, you're a killer.
Oh.
Well, Tom Segura has a hard time following a lot of people.
Yeah, it's not that funny.
Yes.
Tom Segura.
Unless
yeah.
it's into
I
a
really
donut
don't get
shop.
it. I don't get it. I mean, I know that he's popular, but
Netflix. I mean,
he puts no energy into his act. He's
None.
overweight. He walks maybe 7 feet back and forth during the set.
right? Christina P does all the heavy lifting in that relationship.
Legit.
Yeah.
Legit, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I can quote all of his jokes, but I don't like them.
So I love how some people don't know the feud and are now going to be going on Twitter like, oh my God, Bert Kreischer.
Yeah.
Did that happen to you when you did Rover, right in Cleveland? Somebody was like, Bert was talking trash on Chris Rock or something like that.
Oh, I was actually talking trash.
What has he done? That
No,
Chris Rock
I wasn't
fella?
talking trash. Someone said, what do you think about... Why am I doing it again?
You're like, I might as well do it on both coasts.
I was just saying... they were saying that he doesn't write his material. I said, that would break my heart. That's all.
If
Like,
Chris
yeah,
didn't.
if a comic doesn't write his own material, I'm not saying he doesn't. They were saying he doesn't. But if a comic doesn't write their material, I lose interest in them. Because I'm like, what are you, just watching karaoke? Like,
Joke karaoke.
The whole point of me doing stand-up is that this is the best I can do. If you don't like it, you should follow someone else.
Yeah, but you guys are all, the 4 of you are so like, your comedy is so much about who you are as a person that I would find it hard to believe that anybody would be able to write jokes for any of you.
Gary Goldman writes my jokes.
Actually, I can see that. He's like 7
Kareem
foot tall.
Abdul-Jabbar, right?
He does killer punch-ups. Amazing.
Yeah.
Great tags.
Punch-up guy. So 3 of you guys are SEC. There's you're from Florida, right, Bert?
Yeah.
Is Sarah Georgia?
Yeah.
And Rory, you're South Carolina, Greenville, South Carolina. Yeah.
I'm the only Yankee in the bunch, apparently.
No, I don't think you're a West Coast guy. Where are you from?
I'm from Orange County, and then I went to USC, Fight on Trojans.
Okay, so you're a West Coaster.
Yeah.
Roy, I read that you played your hometown recently.
I did, yeah, back in April.
How cool was that?
It was fun. It's fun to go back and do a show there. I feel like my material maybe is not what they're into anymore.
Did you have a catchphrase?
South Carolinians, maybe not the biggest viewers of your Netflix special.
Yeah, I mean, luckily a lot of people came out that I grew up with, so it's sort of like a little reunion. But yeah, even going into it, I was like, I don't know if they want to hear my politics anymore.
But yeah,
This might be the last show I get to do.
was your family there and everything?
Yeah, they came out. They've put up with me, so they know what they're getting into.
Wait, is your dad a Republican?
They're all pretty Christian, so I feel like they kind
love Christians. I love Mormons more than anything. Mormons are the best.
Oh, Mormons.
Bert just said that like a guy that goes to Bangkok way too often. I love Christians. They're so tender. I go 3 times a year.
I have my choice. I go Mormon.
The guy from Imagine Dragons is a Mormon.
The guy, really?
Yeah. He's a Mormon. He's like a legit
That's
Mormon.
your Friday hot tip with Bert Kreischer.
Bert Kreischer, fun
Always
facts.
a fact about Imagine Dragons.
Yes.
2 children. 2 children. He's got 2 children.
Why do you love Mormons?
Oh, dude, I've worked a lot with Mormons. Because they're really.
What do you own, Schwinn?
No. Good one.
Thank you.
No, when I did Travel Channel, they're really adventurers. Mormons are hardcore adventurers. They're like bungee jumpers, and like we did that backyard slingshot where there's 2 telephone poles and then bungees up around. They throw a rope around, pull you down. Yeah. They harness you into it. You get on the back of an ATV, and the ATV takes off. And then when you can't hold on anymore, you slingshot at like 80 miles per hour into a canyon. And that's a Mormon compound that we did that at. And they were the best.
That's their baptism.
How do you get to heaven? We launch you. Man, see, that's what happens when you take caffeine out of somebody's life. Like, when they don't, no alcohol, no caffeine, no premarital sex.
You can eat pills.
Oh.
They can do like
water.
Dilaudid and
opiates.
And opiates. They can do all that.
Oh, that's fine.
Isn't that crazy? I said to the lady,
I love
go.
that that's the one thing they can do is the thing that's like way
So
on the deep
bad
end.
for you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I said to the lady before I did it, she goes, "Can I get you something?" I said, "A cocktail." She goes, "We're Mormon. We don't really do that." And then she came back with a coffee mug, and she goes, "I got you a little something." And I was like, "Oh," and I took a sip. I was like, "What is this?" And she goes, "It's cooking sherry." I was like, I'm not that bad. You really don't drink, do you?
I got you a little something.
I was like, "You guys have cooking sherry?"
I
This
melted
is what I would have
sterno
ordered
down.
anyways.
This is pure vanilla extract.
Oh, is this hand sanitizer?
Before dinner the other night, we went out and got some cooking sherry cocktails. Sat down to a nice steak.
But yeah, they were
Popped our
great.
opioids. Went to the arcade.
What were you about to do? Drink Diet Coke? You're going to hell. Have some synthesized heroin. That's much better.
Yeah, but it's in pill form.
Oh, sure. So it's fine.
There was a couple of guys that played for the Steelers that were Mormons, and they always got mad at the way that I would depict them on the air. And I was like, I'm literally reading the tenets of your religion. I'm not making anything up.
Yeah.
All religions are weird. Like I had dinner with some Scientologists, and I was like, I was with my wife. And she's like, "Don't bring up Scientology." And then after a couple drinks, I'm like, "So you believe in aliens?"
Yeah. So what's up?
And the guy looked at me. He's like, "Yeah, I do." And I went, "Okay." And he goes, "Do you?" I went, "Well, yeah, actually, I do." And he goes, "Let me ask you a question. Do you really think Jesus rose from the dead and came out?" And I went, "No, it's kind of, it's
Allegory.
like, yeah, it's allegory." And he goes, "So you're saying that the thing I actually believe in, you believe in, and the thing you actually believe in, you don't believe in?" And I went, "This is how they get you."
And then he pulled out his e-meter.
And then you didn't even notice he was rubbing your hand and now sitting next to you.
Yeah.
How did you move across
stressed.
the table so quickly?
Cleaning Tom Cruise's motorcycle all of a sudden.
That's the thing. It seems very glamorous when you see the stars doing it, but if you're just a regular pedestrian who goes into that religion, you end up washing the bottom of celebrity boats.
Yeah,
They
well,
lity put you
yeah.
in something called Sea Org.
yeah, and that's what I would do anyway because they'd be like, "Well, you don't have to raise the boat too high."
We got a boat scrubber.
So I'm just like wandering in, like, I got my job.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Rather not the cleaning the top shelf guy. He's the boat scrubber.
Not really, dude. It's you say I had the weirdest fight with my wife right before I came here because like.
You can't hit them anymore?
Who knew?
Brad's learning.
Very, very bruised knees.
You can still shake them really hard.
but like right before I flew out to come here, I had to have a conversation with her because I'm like, babe, when you get done using the shower, you have to move the shower head back to where it was, to where the water goes straight down. She goes, well, why can't you just and like she forgot I'm a dwarf. I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna. It's a little easier for you to pull that one off.
I wish you would have just stuck with it and been like, no, you do it.
I believe in
not
you.
doing
You
it.
are really selling yourself short. You can do it.
Start showering with stilts.
Like Ray Charles' mom. You do it. He does it himself.
I'll just climb up wet tile. Everyone knows that's the easiest thing to
suction cup
scale.
hands?
Yeah. Why not?
You walk in, and Brad's got one foot in the soap dish, one foot on the spigot, and he's raising himself naked. I'm trying. He's got a coat hanger trying to move the.
What do you want for Christmas this year, Brad? I don't know. A Sherpa? A grappling hook? Something I can actually use?
You need one of those claw things that
I really do.
That as seen on TV.
They give it to seniors. I'm like, that's very useful for me. A lot of those senior products are really useful for dwarves. The claw thing, the tub you walk into. Oh, I want that so bad.
Oh, the tub that has like a taxi door. Like
I love that thing.
Because I gotta because like some of these hotels, I gotta run up and do like a Fallsbury flop.
Fallsbury.
Yeah,
No javelin anywhere in here.
Drink 4 for your
Tub
first
with a
Fallsbury
door.
flop reference of the morning.
Should I pour drinks for us?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we should.
Oh my God.
I told him to get Tito's for you because I knew you were a Tito's guy. But Jameson, that might be the bottle of Jameson you had last time you were here.
This was purchased in 2014.
Oh, vintage.
So it's aged.
So it's aged 4 years, just like Rory likes it.
It's worth.
And I like to state publicly on the radio.
Wait, there's no Tito's around here anymore?
Nah, we'll
Are you
find-
Should we
mixing
get
it with your
Tito's?
cold pressed juice?
No, I have a nutritionist now, and one of the things I'm supposed to do right when I wake up is drink a juice,
And then Jameson.
and then Jameson.
Who's your nutrition?
Cleans it out.
Well, do you know
Michael
the roadie
Jackson's.
from Imagine Dragons?
Pass it around.
Bert Kreischer, Sarah Tiana, Rory Scovel, and Brad Williams are in the studio. They're going to be at the Byham Theater tonight. If you didn't get tickets for this, well, you screwed up. It's sold out. But even though the second show tonight at Arcade Comedy Theater sold out, tomorrow there's 2 shows.
Thank you.
Doug Benson's Doug Loves Movies podcast is going to be at the Rex Theater. That's a 4:20 start. As Doug, that's that's when he always starts. And then 9 o'clock, Bert, you're going to be doing the Bert Cast live at the Rex Theater.
We think so. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I don't have a guest, so I think we're going to do open tabs. Open tabs is where I keep all the tabs open in my. It's a solo podcast I do. I keep all the tabs open on my computer, and then I go through and close them and tell you what I've learned and share them with you. And it's a lot of porn. I've seen some porn that would freak you out. The best one. Just go to Pornhub and just Google Rhonda from the bar. Oh, it's so real. I was talking to someone about acting the other day.
From the bar.
Do you like acting, Rory?
I love acting. I like being an actor. I do like it.
You've done like 3 big flicks in the last couple of years, right?
I've done a total of 3 things.
Okay. Well, you were in with Amy Schumer's co-star and I Feel Pretty.
Yeah, that's right.
You were in the movie where it's a casino, the
House.
The House, yes, which was really funny, I thought.
Thank
and
you.
had a great cast in it. And the third one was
Dean with Dimitri Martin.
Okay.
I do like doing it.
Yeah.
I've grown to enjoy it. I didn't like it before.
Yeah.
Because stand-up is just so you, and you're in charge, and then acting, it's like, now you're a part of this huge team trying to get it right. But I've grown to like it. Do you hate it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I was talking to somebody the other day. I think I would actually like being a porn actor more. Like, genuinely more. I think I'd be more
Well, there's sex involved.
Yeah. But I think I don't know.
Do you consider them actors?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been going through a big porn. Has anyone Googled
20
quicksand
years.
porn?
Quicksand porn.
Let's change the subject.
I
Good call. I didn't expect that response.
I've never Googled porn, looking up something on porn. I just go to the restaurant and I see what's on the menu. I don't.
Oh, bro, I broke my governor a long time ago. I gotta go deep. I can't just see what they're offering. I need to order off the menu. Can I talk to the chef,
It's a
please?
secret menu, and I know it.
I'm looking for dripping mascara and someone that has the wind knocked out of
Oddly specific.
Brad, didn't you just talk about the doggy door?
Yes, there's a whole subset of porn where there's women that get stuck in doggy doors,
Thank you.
and then guys come up behind them and help.
And then Bert's reaction right now is like, "That's not even a deep dive. That's an
my appetizer. Yeah.
Been there, done
Sounds
that.
like a club hit. I'm more into the B-sides.
I saw one. It was guy and girl have the unholy type. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You know what that is, right?
Yeah.
The Mormon type.
Yeah, Mormon type.
The
That is
yeah,
Mormon
if you
type.
do it, you're still a virgin.
It's the way
Yeah.
Rory started his comedy special on
Yeah.
Netflix. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the Mormon
and my
mullet.
career in general."
Gilbert Gottfried told him, "You want to work in this town?"
Now look at me. I made it from that one time.
All I had to do.
Yes.
The
One of
porn
four.
title was couple. It was greatest Tinder date ever, and couple has that type of sex
Relations.
on top of a mountain, right? And it starts, and all you see is
No
the
other place
vista,
to do it.
and it's the girl, and she drops to her knees, and you can see the treads on her shoes. You're like, wow, she hikes a lot, right? And then
they were
'cause that's
worn
the
down?
way
The
that-
detective when you watch
Dude, I look for the small detail that means it's real.
Those rock reports have seen better days.
Dude, I was like, she needs new shoes, and she pronates. And so, and I'm like, wow, they're really on a mountaintop. I'm like, I think this is Europe. I'm pretty sure this is like near a fjord. It looks like there's a lot of fog coming in. And the guy does it, and then halfway through, I went, oh, she's got to walk down. Like, what a hard walk down. I mean, I don't like hiking to begin with, but imagine if. And then I was like, how hard's the walk up? Where you're like, guess what I get when I get to the top?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Ooh. Yeah.
I could do a whole series on porn.
Well, that might be tomorrow at the Rex Theater.
Possibly.
Remaining tickets for that show, by the way, DVE.com. You can go ahead and get those there.
I'm doing the one with Doug.
Are you going to do
Yeah,
that?
I'm
Oh,
doing that
awesome.
one with Doug. Yeah.
Wait,
He asked
are
me.
you there tomorrow night?
Yeah.
Well, why don't you come do my podcast too?
Okay.
And then we can do open tabs, me and you, and I can show you what I googled, and you
no.
can comment
Yeah,
on it.
Sarah's
do
will be
that.
Sarah's will be all like, "Where does Sid Bream live?"
Yeah, that's all I care about. I wore my Brave shirt just in case you surprise had him here.
Do you know I made a couple calls yesterday, and I was trying to get Sid to do a drive-by when you were here.
Oh my God.
Like, just see if we
Wait,
can get
who's
Sid
this?
Bream in
Sid
here.
Bream,
Who is Sid Bream?
baseball
Bert.
player.
Who's Sid Bream?
I don't know. How do you not? Brad, tell everyone who Sid Bream is.
He did the thing with the stick.
Sid Bream, rounding
plate,
third.
Sid Bream.
Play at the plate.
Yeah.
That was when the Braves went to the World Series. We beat the Pirates, and
Yeah.
Sid Bream was our first base player, and he's like the slowest runner
Slowest,
ever.
rounding
But
third,
It was like
not
that
a
major
chance.
league moment, where they're
Oh,
like,
I know that
my
play.
God.
Yeah, Barry Bonds.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Skip Carey.
Didn't even stand up to celebrate. Probably couldn't work his legs again after that. Just put his arms out.
Wait, was Sid Bream the guy with the sweet porn stash?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aha!
And he lives
I
up
know
here
sports.
now.
He
Yeah.
lives in Pittsburgh now?
Technically,
Yeah.
I know sports now.
I mean, he lives right north of Pittsburgh. He broke everybody's heart in this city. And,
That's the greatest trash talk I've ever seen in my
No
life.
kidding.
To move to that city.
That you beat in the playoff. Yeah, yeah.
balls.
That is the balls. Yeah. It's like
John Elway's going to move to Cleveland.
Wears his
Yeah.
uniform every day.
Tom
Just
Brady
gets
moves to
coffee in his
Seattle.
uniform.
Still got the dirt on the
But like
pants.
Sarah, you're like a sports savvy woman, and in Pittsburgh, that you could be like the queen here. Like
Oh.
you could literally get elected.
maybe I should move here then.
Pittsburgh.
You would get all the free French fries.
Well, I always say they named Heinz Field after Heinz Ward. That's like my favorite part of the city.
Because he's being the Georgia quarterback. And
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
Where-
he
are
played
you-
at Georgia.
Calhoun. Is that where you're from?
Wow, Randy, deep dive. Good
I
job.
mean, you grew up at 228 Leicester Avenue.
Whoa, wait a second. This just took a creepy
nice.
turn.
It's not hard to find her hometown on a map. You just have to get that satellite photo. In the one part of Georgia that's darkened out like North Korea, that's where Sarah grew up.
Yeah.
That's where she watched her baseball.
Calhoun is like, I mean, that is a funny sounding. I mean, that like, if I was gonna make up a name in Georgia, it would be like Calhoun.
Yeah, we have a Nike outlet. We're really great. We're doing great.
But you do the Rob Riggle Sportscast with Rob
Yeah,
as well.
with Rob, yeah.
And with our buddy John Reap, you had Fried. Are you guys still doing that?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Sort of.
Is he still from Hickory?
Yeah, he's still from Hickory. Yeah,
Okay.
I do a lot of Southern stuff and sports.
It's your brand. I like it.
It's my brand. Yeah. So if I'm gonna be on Bert's podcast, I'm not gonna be very comfortable with what his tabs are looking like.
I'll take out all the porn and we'll just show the interesting stuff. I need some alcohol to get this tongue moving.
You tell me Bert hasn't Googled sex acts that specifically took place in a batter's box. Like he's got dugout.
In Calhoun, Georgia.
I'll tell you what I'm obsessed with right now is flash floods. I've been watching a lot of flash floods.
What are flash floods?
Porn?
Well, I talked about therapy. No. It's flash floods, guys. I also look at other stuff on the internet.
I thought that was like,
It's
having
when people try to engage physically while a flash flood is coming in.
Quick! The dry flood's coming first.
I
You know
thought it
how
was
they
just-
could pick 3 things to save? They all just chose each other as one
I
thing.
thought it was just when someone hadn't gone for a long time.
Oh my God! Oh, my wife's getting a flash flood Sunday. Flash flood! It's raining 3 miles away. Get ready!
All right.
Flash Flood Sunday.
The DVE Comedy Festival tonight, Byam Theater. Bert Kreischer, Sarah Tiana, Rory Scovel, Brad Williams, Bill Crawford, all on stage at 8 o'clock. If you didn't get tickets for those shows tonight, you can get tickets for tomorrow's Doug Loves Movies podcast, live at the Rex Theater, and the Bertcast live, DVE.com. All right, more with these guys when we come back. DVE. It's Randy Bauman and the DVE Morning Show. We got the full house for tonight's DVE Comedy Festival Byam
like
Theater
Trump
stage
too, Rory.
lineup. It's Bert Kreischer, Sarah
I was just
Tiana,
saying how great a job Trump's doing, and I'm like, I agree.
Rory Scovel.
Trying to boost his numbers.
Bert Kreischer, my favorite comedian. And
Dude, that's really good.
What are you talking about? Of course it's good. It's Bert Kreischer. It's fantastic. Love the way you wear your hat.
Now, when you do these voices, do you practice, or is it you're just able to do them?
I'm just able to do things. I can do all things. I
And
do the
that's
best
Sarah
things, really.
Tiana. You can't know. That's how good she is at voices.
I can do Brad Williams.
Oh, you do, please.
No, my Brad Williams is just I walk in and I put my hands up in the air. You know, that's how like Brad always.
That-
walks.
I
He's
love
touchdown
to see
Jesus
Brad, he's
as
like-
soon as he comes in the room. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's better if you put them right to your ears. You gotta be real quick. I can do. This is Brad about to wrestle it.
Hell no.
Perfect bit for radio.
Dude, what was that walk?
That was pretty good. Yeah, you gotta lead with your chest. You're
Yeah,
right. That's
yeah.
right.
Dwarves lead with their chest. Not because we're like trying to like thump our chest out and stuff, just because our heads are so big.
Oh my
like,
gosh.
Like we have to, our body has to run faster to catch up
I
and
have
just
to
like
tell
keep the
you,
thing awake.
I was in Lake Tahoe performing, and it was Brad's bachelor party.
It was.
And I just kind of
We
like
hired
joined
her.
up. Yes.
Oh, that would have been
They did.
brilliant if you got her a comedian and she goes, I'm doing a bachelor party, good money. And she went, oh, it's you guys. And you like, just start the act.
Like, just my friends who have wanted to boo me forever. And so anyway, I go and meet up with him and like a bunch of his friends, and I'm like, so what'd you do today? And he's like, oh, well, we went to breakfast here, went to lunch here, and then we rented jet skis, and then we did. And I just stopped listening after he said that he rented a jet ski because I could not stop thinking about how that worked.
I'm visualizing it right now.
Yeah.
I couldn't stop visualizing it, and I felt so bad for months.
No.
And then I did his podcast, and I was like, so can you tell me how it worked? Literally, I still can't. And he's like, "Oh, I'm great on a jet ski. I never fall off. I'm all leg strength."
At the hotel in the lobby, Brad's already been talking about jet skis. This is like definitely a thing.
I love jet skis.
You want to go out on the river today?
I really do.
Oh,
You want to go seriously? You want to go jet skiing today?
Yes!
Yeah.
We can make that happen.
Yes, I want to do it because when
We want to watch that happen.
it's just like that. How could I not love doing something where when someone else sees me doing it, it makes their life. You see a midget on a jet ski, you're like, done. Playing the lottery today. That's the greatest.
Playing the lottery.
It's the greatest thing ever.
My daughters had it. I was in the car with my daughters one time, and they were telling me jokes, just the three of us. And the punchline of the joke was midget. And I go, and they hit it, and they're dying laughing. I go, ladies, you can't say that word. And they're like, what? I go, you can't say that word. And they're like, why? I go, because it's kind of like a slur. And there are little people, and if they heard you say that might hurt their feelings. So just. And they're like, yeah, but they're not in the car. I go, I know, you'd think that's how it works, but it's not how it works.
And you're like, you don't
Same
know
with
that.
black people.
And I go, yeah.
It could be in the car. And then Brad appears.
So no, a week later.
Answer my riddles three.
A week later,
Catchphrase.
I'm doing a
3 wishes. I'm going to take one of them to figure out how to do the shower head each morning.
Okay.
Well, Sarah came up and we were playing craps. Now, here's the thing, though. When I play craps,
That was also
He's got to
pretty
skyhook the dice onto the
adorable.
table.
I just trust them.
Coming in hot.
Heads up.
They're like, oh.
He always mimes taking the pin out of her grenade. And
They're like, oh, you lost again. Now, how do I know?
You should play him. See him play slots. He just runs up, grabs it, and then his body pulls the arm down. And he lets it go.
I love it, man. It sucks going to Vegas then, because then whenever I walk by that Willy Wonka slot machine, everyone just assumes I'm there to fix it. Called in the maintenance man. That's the one he can work on.
Oh my god. No, but
Dude, the mental image of him sky hooking the dice onto the craps table. Oh,
magic to Kareem.
So, Sarah, you were there while he was with his boys playing craps.
Yeah. Him, Adam Ray, and his the rest of his wedding party.
My
and
civilian friends.
You mean the
I
lollipop gang?
Hey, it's guild. It's guild.
Yes,
There's
it's
a
a union.
there's a specific regiment of dwarves who work very hard to be in that guild.
Yes.
Oh, there's a real guild?
Well, the Supreme Court just
guild
ripped
for
it apart.
everything.
Bert just perked up like, there's the real guild.
What are your dues?
Tootsie Rolls.
Yeah. No, when I walked up, he's standing on a stool and he's wearing a fedora
Yeah, because a
at
dwarf
the
wearing a
craps
fedora.
table. And then every time he tries to go get the little dice, he has to kind of leverage.
I almost
over
fell on the table.
Every time I'm like,
The dealer was like, who's betting a human being?
it was.
One dwarf on a hard 8.
I don't know how anybody played because I was just staring at him the whole time. Like, this is so fascinating.
That and a dwarf in a fedora sounds like a craps bet.
Yes.
Like, all right, let's get 600 on a dwarf in a fedora. Come on.
That sounds like a drink you would order.
It sounds like what my head says when I have orgasms. It says crazy stuff. Like right when they happen, it'll go like, sailboats at night.
It's always a smooth jazz type.
It's a Seals and Cross song.
Salon Selected.
It used to say that a lot.
That's a great record.
What trigger is that?
I don't know. My wife stole my orgasms for a while.
Wait, stole them?
I proposed that moment. I go, "Will you marry me?" The moment that happened, oh my god, that's great.
So wait, just by her saying something,
Oh,
she could
look at
ruin it
him.
like it was a sneeze?
Oh, look at him. Yeah. Like a sneeze. That's it. That's exactly what it is. And
That's so great.
And then the next time it happened, I said, "Don't ever do that again." And the next time it happened, she was just smiling at me, and I was like, and she's just smiling, and I went, "Don't." Like thinking I can say something right now.
Tell her when it's happening.
No, and then I got in my head, and every time it would start, I'd think she's going to say something. She's going to say something, and then they just came back recently. Sailboats at night.
Sailboats at night.
Sailboats
That's a
at
good
night.
one.
That's a great one.
Just sailboats at night.
What do you
Little
think?
Christopher Cross on the speakers.
It was beautiful. It was beautiful.
So romantic.
It was really. I wrote it
Chardonnay.
down. I was like, sailboats at night.
Look at me. I'm romantic.
And I said I wasn't going to drink this morning.
We got some
did.
Tito's one. Bert Kreischer,
In
Sarah
the car
Tiana.
over here, he's like, "I'm not going to drink this morning." We're like, "No one said you were going to drink," and then he just looked back at us and went, "Trust me."
Well, we've known Bert long enough, so it's not like
we have baking sherry here for him.
yeah.
Baking cocktails.
No, but I want to, it's like the one time Mattel was here, and way back in the day, and we were at the Improv, and afterwards we went to the bar across the street, and he was like, there's a bunch of people who were like coming up trying to like get pictures with him because it was right in the middle of the show he had, and I was at the bar, and he kind of like got done talking to a bunch of people and turned around, and I was like, "Hey man, I'm getting a shot of Jameson. If you'd like to do one, I'm not trying to have a moment. I just, in case you want a shot, I'm getting one." And he goes, "Nah, man, that's fine. Jameson." Like, because everybody was trying to have like this moment and do shots with him, and he was saying no to everybody. And I'm like, I'm not trying to wind you up. I know you like to have drinks sometimes in the morning.
I had a girl in Indianapolis. I got off stage, and she's like, they do this thing in Indy where they do topless shots. So if you take your top off, you get like $2 shots. So the upstairs in Indianapolis is naked. It's and this girl comes up to me after the show. She goes, "I'm drinking you under the table." And I was like, "Oh, I haven't even started drinking. Like I don't drink on stage, like technically." and so I go, "Oh no, don't even worry about it." She goes, "No, I'm drinking you under the table. I'll meet you upstairs." She was beautiful, so I'm like, "I'll follow upstairs, see what it looks like." So I get up there,
See if there's any sailboats upstairs.
She's topless, and they've lined up Fireball shots. I don't count Fireball as alcohol, so
That could be part of the problem.
It's like
So-
candy.
The losing sponsors as he tells this story.
so I just start. I go, "All right, if you want a shot at it, you can, but it's not going to happen. I'm going to drink you under the table, and you're going to not have a fun time." She's like, "Let's do it," and all her friends are cheering her on. So I put back 4 shots of Fireball straight, and I go,
Wait, did you say she was topless?
"She's topless.
Okay.
Her friends are topless. Everyone's topless."
Did you get topless?
I just got off stage.
Bert Kreischer.
If the men get topless, it's $2 more.
And so she, at 4 drinks, she starts getting wobbly. And I turn my back, and then she's down. Her friends grab her, and they're taking her down the stairs topless. It's snowing. It has just started snowing. And they're bringing her outside, and I run outside before they put her in the car. And I go, "Are you okay?" And she's like, "Yeah." I go, "I just want to tell you one thing." She goes, "What?" And I whispered in her ear, "I'm the machine."
What bar is this when I go back to Indianapolis?
It's a fun, man. Topless shots are the best.
Anyways, now she's the CEO of a major company. That night turned her around. She was like, "I'm going to quit challenging people and just start my company like I've always wanted to."
Vice president of Procter & Gamble. Yeah, Brad, you've been here a bunch of times too, and one thing of all the times you've been here, it never dawned on me to ask you how you got into comedy, and then I read that you were at a Mencia show, and he made like a dwarf joke or something like that, and you ended up on stage because of that. That's how you got into it?
Yeah, this is when I was 19.
That's such a crazy story. Had you had any like design to want to do comedy before that?
We talked about it, but never thought it would actually happen. It was actually 15 years ago this past Father's Day. Because that was the anniversary. I brought my dad to see Mencia, and Mencia's doing midget jokes. Half the audience is laughing. The audience that's sitting by me is like,
Ixnay on the idiot me.
It's like a safe word.
Sailboats at night.
And then Mencia looks over and notices that half the audience is not laughing. He goes, "Why don't you guys?" He goes, "What is one of them here?"
One of them.
And I just raised my creepy little hand in the air and I was like, "What's up, dude?" And he called me up on stage and he started asking me questions and I answered them. I was not trying to get laughs. I was just answering the questions, but the answers got laughs because he was like, "What do you do for a living?" And And at the time, no joke, I was working at Disneyland. That's what my job was. No, Bert, I was not one of the 7. His eyes lit up, and he's like, no, Bert. But my actual job was funnier than that. My job at Disneyland, I was a bodyguard for the characters.
Yes.
That's
I remember
yes,
that. Yeah.
character host.
Come on.
So I'd walk around with Mickey, Minnie, Donald. Every now and then, a 5-year-old steps out of line. I gotta be like, "What's up, bitch?" Throw me in forearm shiver, and that's when it hit me where it's like I need to be a comedian.
Yeah,
doing that.
And you went on tour with him after that.
4 years. Yeah.
That is one of the craziest stories to have somebody pull somebody out of the audience.
Yeah.
And then end up performing with the guy forever.
Yeah.
Because I'm guessing 99% of the time, you're not really excited when there's audience participation.
No.
I'm not going to take you on the road with me.
No.
That's your fantasy. The whole reason you're talking.
Fantasy. you took hecklers on the road with you?
Run open? You think you can do it?
Everybody.
Anyway, Sarah has 17 openers now. They all go up and heckle themselves.
Show starts at 3 p.m. tonight.
It's more of a Warped Tour than anything else.
Sarah, you don't get hecklers, do you?
Not that often.
Yeah, I mean,
no.
you definitely are not afraid to, I don't want to say be controversial because I don't find anything you do controversial, but people get pissed at stuff that some of your jokes sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Because, some of the roast jokes you've written through the years, people get pissed at those. And the thing that I find the most egregious is that you went on the NASCAR channel.
Oh, yeah.
And they got pissed at you on the NASCAR channel
For being racist.
for jokes that they were laughing hysterically at.
Wait, what was the joke?
Well, it wasn't them that got upset. It was NASCAR themselves that was like, you need to take it
Tim
down.
NASCAR.
Yeah. The jokes were, I was talking about this guy.
I have it
Daniel
here. Do you want me
Suarez.
to play it?
Oh, sure.
Do you mind?
We don't have headsets.
Oh, yeah, you can't hear it. Well, here, you can hear it. Here, listen to it. You'll be able to hear it.
Daniel Suarez is up next.
Oh, this is the least likely, Shannon. He's least likely to hit the wall or get close to any wall now that Trump is president.
See, now I think that was a
Mexican driver.
Yeah,
That's
No, but then I said, I'm just happy he's driving with insurance. And that's when people got upset.
Oh, that's so accurate.
And I was like, it took so much in my power to not, Bubba Wallace was sitting there too, and he's like the only black driver in NASCAR right now.
His name's Bubba?
Yeah, he's from Alabama. He's dope. And I asked him, but I didn't ask him on camera. I was like, so how's it going? I was like, have you been winning? And he's like, I haven't won a race yet. And I was like, oh, sorry to bring up race. But and I was like, well, you're not going to win because you're going to get pulled over after the third lap every time. And he laughed hysterically at that. It's always white people that get upset. But I love telling roast jokes, and I will not stop, especially the day people die. Those are always my favorite.
It's so weird to get upset by a joke. I can understand if you're just like, I thought it was out of I didn't like it, and I thought I found it distasteful. It's like, all right, you don't have to say anything about it because there's a lot of people that thought it was fine. Yeah, it's not a think piece.
Well, it's also when white people do that, when white people write the article, I'm like, it is not your job to try to fight for another culture because you're insinuating that culture does not know how to fight for themselves.
Right.
And also,
don't even get me started. Don't even get me started. I have a joke that's a story.
Sounds like we're gonna hear it. Sounds like
I think we got him started.
Pull the car over. I go into a Starbucks, and there's a young black kid working the counter, and this Starbucks right by my house. And I go up, and I go, hey man, and the second he sees me, he recognizes me. He goes, oh hey, and I was like, what's up? And he's like, dude, I'm a huge fan of Joe Rogan's. And I'm like, cool. I go,
it's cool that you kind of get some of that spill off.
Yeah.
You're like, whoa, bro.
I'm like, I'll let him know. I go, what about me? He goes, nah man, you laugh at your own jokes. I don't like that. But I do laugh at my own
God
jokes.
bless this guy. God, for someone to just say that
guns,
with your
though.
face is
He's opening for me now.
do you have Rogan's number? No. Can I
That
just order
guy's
my
name,
coffee?
Gerard Carmichael.
So he goes, what can I get you? I go, I go, just a venti coffee. He goes, room for cream? I go, no, I want it thugged out. And he goes, what? And I look at him, I go, black. And he starts laughing. And then I lean in, I go, I didn't laugh that time, did I? And then we both start laughing because I laugh at my own jokes, right? And so we fist bump, and I leave. I see him the next day, and again, I see him, and he lights up. He's like, hey, man, what's up? I was like, nothing. He goes, what can I get you? I go, venti coffee. And he starts giggling. He goes, room for cream? I go, no, I want it pulled over for no reason at all. And he starts laughing again, and I laugh because I laugh at my own jokes. So then we leave, right? I leave. The next day, he's like, I'll see you tomorrow. I was like, yo, you're damn right you will. I'm up all night writing jokes for this kid, right? I get there the next day, and it's packed. It's packed. And the kid sees me, and he jockeys his way up to the front of the line like, I'll get the next 10 customers. Yeah. He's telling his coworkers, like, this is the guy. This is the guy. I get up to the front. There's 2 older white women whose kids go to our kids' school sitting right next to me. And I get up to think, I'm nervous.
Perfect.
He's nervous. I'm nervous. I can see
3? Are you kidding
Day
me?
3. His coworkers aren't even moving. They're just standing still listening, right? He's like, hey, man, what can I get you? I said, venti coffee. He goes, room for cream? I go, no, I don't want it to know its father. He dies laughing, right? His coworkers are shaking. They're pretending they didn't hear it, but they're shaking. And the woman next to me, the white woman, goes, what did you just say to him? I said, I don't want my coffee to know its father. She goes, what's that supposed to mean? And the kid leans over the counter and goes, it means he wants it black. She gets offended for him. She goes, how dare you? Yeah. How dare you speak to him that manner? I won't let him do that. And I lean into him. I go, that's the problem with cream.
Cream's gonna go, I'm the machine.
I'm the machine.
And it was that girl's
and then I poured my coffee out and walked away.
That girl's mother.
Oh,
we're gonna take it.
I'll be telling that joke on stage tonight, even though I told it here.
I'm gonna tell it too. I'm gonna try that as well. We're all your own version of that.
Good one, Bert.
We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. Bert Kreischer, Sarah Tiana, Rory Scovel, and Brad Williams hanging with us. The DVE Comedy Festival kicks off tonight. Randy Bauman and the DVE Morning Show. Bill Crawford and Val Porter. We're hanging out with tonight's feature comics for the DVE Comedy Festival Byham Theater Show. Bert Kreischer, Sarah Tiana, Rory Scovel, Brad Williams, and you guys have all been here except Rory. I don't think you've been in Pittsburgh before, have you?
I did a show here, I think, a year and a half ago. I was at the Hard Rock Cafe, and it was probably the worst. The show was fine, but why I did a show there, I don't know.
Not a great venue for comedy. It's a good rock hall.
I saw Corey Feldman there.
Yeah, that's right. Well, that's like a great show. I was opening for. No, that was the show. I was opening for Corey. It was the Corey Rory tour, and I would do like 20 to open, and then he would come out and do whatever Corey does. It was different every night. Sometimes magic, sometimes DJ.
Chris Porter, the great Chris Porter, he rented a party bus. Got like me, Tone Bell, couple other comics, and we all went.
Was Byrne with you guys too?
Yes,
Yep.
And we all went to see Corey Feldman. We all would see Corey Feldman, and it was magical.
To play music?
To play music.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, right. And we all went, and like, oh my God! If you know it's going to be horrible, it's the best show you'll ever see.
Were you sad by the end though? Because I was really excited.
Yeah,
like the intro video for the show is tremendous, and then at the Hard Rock, they didn't have a backstage, so there was a sheer curtain that he would go behind and change into like a different colored glitter jacket.
Yeah,
and by the fourth song, I was like, "This is sad." I don't.
Yeah. That's what made it funny.
He's not in on it. Like he
no,
it's not like, hey, look at what I'm doing. I know
thinks he's a legit rock star.
Right.
Yeah.
He doesn't get the irony of like why people are buying tickets.
If I was Corey Feldman, like if I was in like a ton of movies, a known person, and someone's like, "Do you want to be the front man in a band?" I would be like, "Yes." And just so everyone knows, I'm gonna lay into it so hard. I'm gonna really just be that person. Like, like as a joke, I'd be like, "Not to me. If people want to laugh, that's fine. But I am gonna live the life that I think it is."
Being a rock star.
Yeah.
Would you do that now?
I would do it today. If somebody approached me today, like, we have a band that's willing to let you join.
I think if somebody told me, like, Rory Scovel is playing music now, I'd be like, that makes sense.
Yeah, and he should.
And I think he should.
He should.
Rory, you did one of the coolest sets I ever saw on Late Night Talk on Conan's show, and I don't remember where he was, and you did a live show, and you jumped out, and you did your whole set standing on a guy's chair
at the Apollo. Yeah, at the Apollo in New York. It was like right before the election 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And I had all these political jokes. I was like, if I don't do these now, these are ruined after the election. So yeah, Conan was like, they were like, yeah, you can come and do it. We're going to be at the Apollo. And I was like, this is going to be perfect. This is where this should happen. And then literally I went to, because they were there for the whole week, so I went and watched the night before. And I was like, can I walk around the whole stage? And they were like, yeah, you can go in the audience if you want. And I was like, oh, maybe I'll do that. So all I had to do was show up early so they could see where I would go. And I was like, I think I'll go to like this row and I'll try to get over there and I'll stand on this chair and I'll end it right there. And they were like, okay.
So, like, while you were doing that, I kept wondering, I'm like, you had to keep your, like, core balance while you're doing your act. Like, you couldn't have swayed one way or the other.
I was also wearing golf shoes. I had, like, these nice black golf shoes, and I was like, I'm going to wear these. I don't really have nice black shoes that I
alive.
Wait, just so you can tap a little bit?
Because they're nice looking, like black. They're like fancy shoes that are technically for golf.
They're not spikes. They're
you
like
can't,
the...
Oh,
they're
no.
like the soft spikes.
They were spiked, and that's why he walked into the audience.
I wore soft spikes.
You wore golf shoes on, oh my God.
To the Apollo.
Yeah. And then I got on that chair.
Soccer cleats?
Soccer cleats, they're comfortable.
They're just better for my feet.
You know my dad, you'd now be my dad's favorite comedian in the world. Who guy wore golf shoes?
It's safe to say that was the first pair of golf shoes in the Apollo.
That might be definitely like on stage.
Right, unless Calvin Pete got an award at some point.
I checked. I was like, these aren't going to like scuff up the stage or anything. They probably actually were better for the stage than most like dress shoes that actually do scuff up the stage.
Because Tiger Woods doesn't wear them off the course.
I don't know. He's in some real kinky stuff. Some of those Waffle House hookers, he probably walked on them.
He only wears golf shoes. Hey, Tiger, you can definitely afford to not do that.
No.
I think that a lot of the Tiger Woods problems, and you probably have a ton of Tiger Woods stories because of his Orlando, like the Central Florida hijinks he was always up to. I think Ambien played the biggest role in his problems in life. I really do.
Yeah, him and Roseanne.
Oh, did she?
Oh, yeah. Apparently he
tweeting.
choked out chicks on Ambien, and she just sent that tweet on Ambien.
Yeah.
I've only taken Ambien a couple times. I gave it to my wife one time. That came out wrong. My wife, I just had a baby.
I forced her to have it.
Yeah, it was our first vacation.
And, I put it inside cheese and then fed it to her.
I threw on some
I said that wrong. I slipped it to my wife.
I said that wrong. She was unaware that I put Ambien in her cooking sherry. Honey, I've got some olive oil on ice, the way the Mormons do it. You want to down that real quick? Oh, it looks like there's a pill in here that's not dissolving.
The end isn't going to top the fake story.
Bert just abandons the story. He's like, no, we're good.
It's like being in an orgy and John Holmes comes in. You're like, I'll take care of myself.
Topical. Very topical. You could have gone with a modern porn star, Peter North,
Sid Bream,
Johnny Sins,
Sid Bream,
bringing up
sliding into Holmes.
I'm gonna throw up. I'm laughing too hard.
Do not. Don't do that.
Gosh.
It will.
Sarah, you're sitting next to him, so
who needs a topper?
I'm still nursing mine. I'm still drunk from last night.
I mixed mine with my coffee.
Ooh, interesting.
And some ice.
Beatball.
How do you like your cup?
It's
do you
good.
want room for cream?
Yeah. Room for cream? Well, I'm an alcoholic. So yeah. You know, then another comic comes in 20 minutes after you who's a raging alcoholic, and he doesn't do any jokes.
How do you take your coffee?
With Jameson, hurry! Shaking. None of us laugh at that guy. His style's very different than yours.
I thought it would be so funny if, like, all those people behind the counter are listening, and he's like, "What can I get you?" And you're like, "A tea."
I'll take a tea.
Black tea.
Hey, Jason, why do you like that guy so much? He literally didn't. That wasn't a joke. He just had tea.
Like a white mocha frappuccino.
Yeah. He ordered 2 cake pops and a tea. Weird breakfast.
And make it Halle Berry.
Yeah.
I walked into that Starbucks the other day, and the kid saw me, and I just walked out. I was like, I don't have it today, buddy. I don't got one for you. I just like, no coffee for me. I'm making it home.
Give me the light.
Just give me the light.
I'm out.
Then Darren Carter comes in. He's just like all in. He's got one for everything. How do you take your tea? I like my tea like I like my women. On ice.
Okay. So on ice.
Sure. Yeah, with a bag.
All right. The bag in. All right, we're going to take a quick break and come back.
Tell them to get the Tito's.
Yeah, we'll get you the Tito's.
Wait, do you think the listeners?
Tell
the listeners
Tito's.
to bring Tito's to the station.
While
We
they're
should add a
driving.
second show tonight.
I sell it out.
No problem.
Exhausting, wasn't it? All right. Well, that was part 1. Stay tuned for next week for part 2. Happy Friday.
And the radio up, I like to see the sunrise. See the love in my woman's eyes. Feel the touch of my precious child. And no mother's love